I don't know how you sleep the night before. How do you get any kind of sleep with the anticipation of Championship Sunday? I wouldn't eat. I would be a mess going into this match.
And looking for the start, basically what we saw here was OpTic opts to go immediately for the B side and go for Hill right away. Space Station decides to get more map control and grab the weapons. So we're gonna see which strategy is better. Is the weapons and more control across the map better, or is getting that early time? OpTic, unfortunately, did not get that much early time. They had to back away. They respected too much that those rockets, that Bulldog, that Stalker be coming their way.
And that's what exactly I noticed. Like, you're talking about a sliver on the side of OpTic Gaming towards his first hill. Meanwhile, Bound has that Stalker and Bulldog. His teammates are 3 down, so we have to slow down the game just a bit, wait for his teammates to come off the spawn, but maybe they can make something happen once they do.
What an interesting play. Lays down the Shroud, makes him think he's coming right up and center towards rails and pushes on over towards Water Cooler. Takes his time, lines up the shot, and takes out 3 members there for OpTic Gaming. It's going to be Penguin versus Formal here for the hill control.
But with that, both teams are going 3 down, so it's kind of a momentary stand-up, a 1v1, if you will. Formal ends up getting shot over toward the seaside. Now he's aware where the pressure's coming from, and looks like he might double back here. He wants to go up toward the B stairs.
Gonna go on up towards B stairs, get that clear. One thing that OpTic has done a much better job of so far this game is just controlling where they're spawning at. Continually, even during that time where 3 were down from each side, Trippy was able to grab a little bit of time. Trippy spawned his teammates over in towards B and Arcade, whereas all the members of OpTic were spawning towards Tram. So even though they're going nearly even in slays, all these members of Space Station have to traverse much further across the map to get towards the hill and contest it.
Well, it looks like OpTic, they want to drop wall with them and tell us to contest this hill. The problem is that Space Station Gaming had backup of their own in the form of Numbers and the Sentinel Beam. A bit of a fight over toward the B side, but it looks like OpTic going to win that. Space Station Gaming go 4 down. Lucid gets away with the rockets. Space Station, you're running out of time for Hill 1.
They're going to have to push on over, but this is actually a surprising amount of time that has drained here on the very first hill. Look how evenly matched these 2 squads are. We have 1:20 off the clock, and both teams are relatively around halfway through capturing this flag. They realize that they do not want the opposing team to get a full setup. They respect each other so much that they're backing down. APG getting a punch in before Eco to trade out that kill. That Bound eventually cleans up.
Hey, I learned back in Halo 3, don't chase. Don't chase. You don't get punished. You didn't get ninja'd, but love that play by APG. Either way, it still works out for SSG, because it looks like Bound over toward the mid hill. Finally, the nades forced him to drop out for just a second, but not expecting him to double chow right in melee. Trades out his life. Both teams end up going 2 down. Penguin doing everything he can to stay alive. Here comes Formal and OpTic.
Formal trying to take them both down, staying alive, and Penguin getting a killing spree along with a shot caller, pinging so many different players. Now we're seeing Space Station spawn closer, control this hill. I feel like it's gonna be a tough step to break. Somehow Lucid and Trippy through the bat ledge, flying on through, making their stand. The last push they can before Space Station potentially capture this, and this could be a contested hill.
SSG only needing a sliver. Bound comes in and clears house with that Stalker rifle, and it looks like the first hill going for Space Station Gaming. More importantly, they're rotating on to the next one.
Yeah, that was such a bad position there for OpTic. Due to their spawns over there towards A Tower and PD, they had to make a push out there. They had an option. They could either rotate all the way through Bulldog and side to try to make a push for the new Tram hill, or try to fight their way to the current hill, get a stop, and then get over towards Tram. Eventually able to secure those kills, though, and get control of Tram. So lucky for OpTic in the end, but that was such a crucial fight there on the B side.
They might have lost that B-side hill, but they were able to clear out Space Station Gaming, and look at all of that time being accumulated here onto the seaside. Look at the fact that Lucid is able to get away with those rockets, seemingly uncontested. Space Station Gaming once again go 3 down. Nobody in position to stop this hill. This might be tied up.
After seeing one of the most contested hills we've seen in a long time at the start, that was pretty one-sided for OpTic Gaming as they tie this game up 1-1. Bomb Center Hill is in action. This hill has now been extended a little bit, so over near the laundry side and towards ATMs, you can actually still get in the hill while being hidden from balcony or from A.
Gotta give a shout out to Bound. We saw him earlier be largely the reason why they were able to capture that first hill with that double kill to clear it out. And now I'm looking, 13 and 6. 3 assists. Also, look at that forward pressure being applied here. He's right in the middle of the map. He's doing the damage. He is stopping OpTic from crossing the 50. Finally, Bound goes down, but Space Station Gaming still holding on to the setup.
Look at that insane movement from Bound, just sliding around the corner against the team that won the last 3 lands. He's fearless. He is charging around those corners, willing to challenge those one-on-one fights and come out successfully against MVP Lucid.
OpTic find that first progression over toward the hillside. Nades going down. Looks like the drop wall there as well. We see toward that middle hill. It is so much wider than it used to be when going into that last hill. You can play it over towards the cut side. You can play it over towards that laundry side. It's much more doable and much better on this third hill than when it was in the last one.
And look at this repositioning from Bound, realizing that the push is coming from Rails and from Tram, trying to see if he can catch someone off guard over near C Stairs. Unsuccessful there. And this is going to be OpTic putting on some time on the board. We have to see what we can do with these rockets, though. Eco, last time, able to trade out kills with Lucid. Not so lucky this time.
Lucid going to back down here. He still has 1 rocket left. Going to have to burn it onto Penguin. Down to half shields. Lucid goes. He wants to play his life, making sure nobody's sneaking up over toward the tire side. Looks like the rest of SSG actually playing right towards A. Lucid recognizes it. Couple shots into the first one. Gets the assist. Goes in for the challenge onto Stellar, but Stellar gonna eliminate him off the map.
Yeah, Stellar also getting that nice help from the PD side. Oddly enough, not seeing that player immediately under him over at Tires, but that's going to be one of the more common locations that players are going to try to hold in this hill. Stellar putting himself in a bad position as he missed that jump and clamber, but decides to overall just commit towards the hill. Sometimes when you commit towards the objective, you just got to go full force.
That's exactly what Space Station Gaming are doing, and now Stellar goes from that hill player all ready to address in the top C side. Excellent shots, and it's all about, not about getting the kills, not about chasing one, about putting shots and trusting your teammates to get those kills and to finish them off. It's both teams kind of model when it comes to that, both SSG and OpTic.
And we got about a split control here over at PD and A, but unfortunately it feels like Lucid and Formal trying to push towards the center of the map and give a little extra help. Feels like they almost gave up this position towards PD, so now this is going to be a Space Station hill control. There might be arguable idea where you could try to start to drain some time here, but they only have a 1 hill lead. They don't want to try to drain some time, get it to a tie game, and then OpTic go into the 5th hill and potentially can clear that game out. So these next 2 hills are really going to be tougher to drain. It's going to be a situation where both teams are likely just going to jump in and grab the hill time when they can.
2-1 lead here for Space Station Gaming. And like you said, with time winding down, if they win this hill, it could be really tough for OpTic to make something happen. Rockets are coming up, and normally it's OpTic the first one on it, and it looks like it might happen again. Formal sneaking away from the Bulldog side, right towards the Rockets, spotting out the hiding Eco. Maze coming out of nowhere, once again Bound, getting that important slay to slow them down. OpTic may have taken the lead as far as this hill, but Space Station Gaming, they're on the map.
Space Station trying everything they can to get over there, and look at all this control that you have from OpTic. Pushing all the way towards Neons, meeting 2 members of Resistance. Lucid trying everything it can, but gonna get picked off. And that's gonna be the opening kill that Space Station need to make their charge across the map. But look at this, still constant pressure over on the Cafe and top A. Ego challenge coming out of Penguin, taking out Formal at top A. That's gonna be all the slays they need, in Space Station gonna push over, but too little, too late towards the courtyard. They got all the kills, but OpTic walk away with the hill.
You said it, that pivotal battle was it. Space Station Gaming were poised to take it away, but in the last second, OpTic put that second hill on the board. Now we're tied up here, and less than a minute on the clock. At this point, this could be a winner takes all. OpTic recognize it, so they break right through from C into the purple side. They're gonna be met with resistance. They can't go 3 down. It looks like they just did.
Also, I love that play by Penguin in the hill. As soon as he started seeing someone over towards Tires, over towards Arcade, where he was gonna start getting shot, even if he didn't hear a call out, he knew pressure was gonna come out. Players are not just shooting randomly across the map long range unless they're setting up one of their teammates in a position to get a kill. So Penguin realized the threat had to be nearby, turned towards Neons, and focused on the nearby threat.
3-2 lead for Space Station Gaming. OpTic barely got any hill time on that one, and Now moving right back over toward the B side. A long rotation having to be made for Space Station. Looks like OpTic are already in there. They're already in the defensive stance. Penguin coming in with the Stalker. Eco, he's going to prioritize rockets.
Tony, recall earlier at the very start of this game how much time drained out of this hill. This one actually might be an opportunity for Space Station to time this one out. At the very beginning, I don't disagree with jumping this hill. You want to grab time where you can just to be safe. You don't want to risk that and have it come back and bite you. But as this hill goes on, as kills get traded out, as that clock ticks down, there is an opportunity when the clock gets closer to like the 25-second mark, that Space Station might just go for 2 rounds of slays to close it out.
Space Station Gaming having the opportunity to put OpTic between a rock and a hard place, between that scoreboard and the timer. OpTic getting a decent amount of progression on the hill, but they have to pull out. They know the pressure's coming in, and they need these frags. Lucid, the first one to take down Stellar with that Sentinel Beam off screen. We still see the double push coming out of APG and Trippy. That's a double kill, clearing out Arcade. OpTic aren't playing any games.
OpTic know they had a teammate spawn in Tram. They know the push is coming from PD or A. And so in this situation, they're trying to spot out these players as early as possible. You got a let's go OpTic chant going in the crowd. They want to see this go to a 6th and final hill, or actually 7th. I should do my math a little better.
And it seems like OpTic Gaming, they're feeding off of that, but it looks like SSG, it might just be making them angry. They clear things out real quick, and OpTic are so close to finishing it, but only 8 seconds left.
Yes, and this could be a time Space Station clearly going to drain out these last 5 seconds, just trading out slays. They got 3 members down.
What?
Formal, the last one alive. Can he make the miraculous play? The answer is no. Space Station going to go up 2-1 in the series over